Some people dream of changing their own lives. Others dream of changing the world. Sergey Brin belongs to that second group. Whenever I think about his story, I'm reminded that greatness doesn't always begin with wealth, fame, or privilege. Sometimes, it begins with a frightened child, a family searching for freedom, and a dream that seems impossible. His journey is one of courage, curiosity, resilience, and innovation, and it's a story that continues to inspire millions around the globe. Sergey Brin was born on August 21, 1973, in Moscow, Soviet Union. Growing up in the Soviet Union wasn't easy, especially for his Jewish family. Opportunities were limited, discrimination was common, and the future often felt uncertain. His parents believed their son deserved a life where talent mattered more than background. When Sergey was just 6 years old, his family made one of the biggest decisions of their lives. They left everything behind and immigrated to the United States in search of freedom and opportunity. Imagine arriving in a completely different country, surrounded by a new language, a new culture, and an unknown future. It wasn't easy, but it became the turning point that changed everything. As I learned about Sergey's childhood, one thing stood out more than anything else: his endless curiosity. He loved solving puzzles, exploring mathematics, and asking questions that many people never thought to ask. While other kids played games, Sergey found excitement in discovering how things worked. His parents encouraged that curiosity, knowing it could open doors that had once been closed to them. Sergey attended school in Maryland, where his intelligence quickly became obvious. Teachers recognized his exceptional talent in mathematics and computer science. But what impressed people even more was his creativity. He wasn't interested in memorizing answers. He wanted to solve problems that no one else had solved before. After high school, Sergey enrolled at the University of Maryland, where he studied computer science and mathematics. His passion for technology continued to grow. Every class became another opportunity to challenge himself and imagine how computers could improve everyday life. His incredible academic performance earned him admission to Stanford University, one of America's most prestigious schools. Little did he know that Stanford would introduce him to the person who would change his life forever. That person was Larry Page. At first, Sergey Brin and Larry Page didn't always agree. They often debated ideas and challenged each other's opinions. But instead of pushing them apart, those discussions brought out the best in both of them. They shared one powerful belief, that the internet was growing rapidly, but finding useful information online was becoming increasingly difficult. Rather than accepting the problem, they decided to solve it. Working together in their dorm rooms, they began creating a search engine unlike anything the world had ever seen. Their system ranked web pages based on relevance instead of simply counting keywords. It was faster, smarter, and far more useful than existing search engines. In 1998, with financial support from early investors, Sergey Brin and Larry Page officially founded Google. The company began in a small rented garage in California. They didn't have luxurious offices or unlimited resources. They had computers, determination, and an idea they believed could change the internet forever. The early days weren't glamorous. They worked long hours, solved technical problems late into the night, and constantly improved their search engine. Many startups failed during those years, but Sergey refused to lose faith. He believed that if they focused on helping people, success would eventually follow. He was right. Google quickly became the search engine people trusted most. Millions turned into billions. Every day, people around the world searched for information, asked questions, discovered new ideas, and learned something new, all because of the platform Sergey helped create. But Google didn't stop at search. Under Sergey's leadership, the company expanded into products that transformed everyday life. Gmail revolutionized email. Google Maps changed navigation forever. Google Earth allowed people to explore the planet from their homes. Android became one of the world's most popular mobile operating systems. Google Chrome redefined web browsing with speed and simplicity. What always impressed me about Sergey Brin was that he never seemed satisfied with yesterday's success. While others celebrated achievements, he was already thinking about tomorrow's possibilities. His passion for innovation led him to work on ambitious projects through Google X, including self-driving cars, wearable technology, artificial intelligence, and advanced healthcare research. Some ideas sounded impossible when they were introduced. Yet Sergey believed that today's impossible ideas often become tomorrow's everyday reality. Despite becoming one of the wealthiest people in the world, Sergey remained remarkably humble. He preferred focusing on solving meaningful problems rather than seeking attention. Unlike many public figures, he rarely chased the spotlight. Instead, he let his work speak for itself. Life, however, isn't only about success. Like every entrepreneur, Sergey faced criticism, difficult decisions, and enormous pressure. Running one of the world's most influential technology companies meant every decision affected millions, sometimes billions, of people. Challenges surrounding privacy, competition, misinformation, and artificial intelligence became increasingly complex. Yet Sergey continued believing that technology should improve human life when guided responsibly. His willingness to tackle difficult problems became one of the defining characteristics of his career. Outside of business, Sergey has also supported scientific research, education, and medical innovation through philanthropy. His generosity reflects another important lesson: true success isn't measured only by what we build for ourselves, but by what we give back to others. Whenever I think about Sergey's journey, I don't simply see a billionaire or the co-founder of Google. I see a little boy whose family escaped discrimination in search of freedom. I see an immigrant who embraced every opportunity America offered. I see a student who never stopped asking questions, an entrepreneur who refused to settle for ordinary ideas, and a visionary who transformed the way humanity accesses knowledge. His life reminds me that our beginnings never determine our destination. Sergey Brin arrived in America with hope instead of certainty. He faced challenges that could have discouraged anyone, yet he chose curiosity over fear and determination over doubt. Perhaps that's why his story feels so inspiring. It's not just about building one of the world's largest technology companies. It's about believing that knowledge should belong to everyone, not just a privileged few. It's about seeing problems as opportunities rather than obstacles. Today, billions of people use Google every single day without thinking twice. They search for answers, discover new ideas, navigate unfamiliar cities, watch educational videos, and connect with information instantly. Behind that everyday experience is the extraordinary journey of a young immigrant who dared to imagine a smarter, more connected world. If there's one lesson I take from Sergey Brin's life, it's this: never underestimate the power of curiosity. A single question can become a groundbreaking invention. A single dream can become a global company. And a single person, no matter where they come from, can leave a mark on history that lasts for generations. Sergey Brin's story isn't just the story of Google. It's the story of hope, freedom, perseverance, and endless curiosity. And every time I think about his remarkable journey, I'm reminded that the greatest innovations begin with one simple decision: to keep asking, what if?